eBEFOREi video reviews, here with a review on Transformers Prime Soundwave, Deluxe class figure. This is Soundwave from the TV show, and from Transformers Prime. This figure's been out for a while. I'm just now getting around to reviewing him, but he's a cool figure. I like this guy. He actually only has one real flaw for me, and that's his legs in robot mode. That's really it for me. Other than that, I think this figure is very good. Now, the character he represents is a whole different story. I hate this character on Transformers Prime. Why? Because for some reason, they thought that it would be a great idea to shroud this figure in mystery and give him no voice. I'm tired of the voiceless characters on these shows. Bumblebee at least has his bloops and bleeps, and I hate that. But this guy, was it cool on the first episode when he didn't speak? Yes, it's kind of neat. There was some mysterious intrigue there. But this character has been developed zero for me. Absolutely not at all. And he's gotten little airtime recently because I even think that the producers of the show realize that a character that doesn't talk, there's not a lot you can do with them. I mean, there's much more interesting characters today on the TV show, from Silas to Megatron to Starscream to all these figures that have these interesting backstories because they're giving you dialogue. With Soundwave, you have silence. Quiet. That's all you have. So, anyway, that's my rant on this figure. I think he's a pretty cool toy. We'll transform him here in just a second, but how awesome would it be if this guy on the next episode of Transformers Prime just started talking in a way that kind of the G1 voice changing, even in animated he had a cool voice. And even on Transformers Fall of Cybertron, the video game, you know, he's got that very computerized voice. And if they were to do that with this figure, oh my gosh, that'd be fantastic. That way you know that he only really talks when he needs to say something. And that would be fantastic. But as of yet, that hasn't happened. Alright, enough ranting. Let's talk about the figure. So this is Soundwave in his drone mode. He I believe, is supposed to be just an unpiloted drone. That's what he's modeled after. So, yeah, he looks kind of like it. He's made of hard plastic on the wings. This is soft, bendy plastic, and I don't, you know, mine looks like it's warped. I didn't warp it, it just came that way, so I don't love that. On the bottom, you don't really get a lot of robot on the bottom. I mean, I guess if you knew what you were looking for, this kind of looks like legs, and this kind of looks like arms, but, you know, it's just a lot of mechanical stuff under here, so that's cool. You have Laserbeak, which we'll get into in robot mode, sitting underneath here. You can actually, let's get into that right now. To pop him off, you just grab it and pull, and this actually becomes Laserbeak. To transform him, all you're going to do is bring these wings up, just like that, and there, you've transformed Laserbeak. Now, he does have kind of a face, if you want to call it that. You know, a lot of people I see think that this point is his face right here. Honestly, I think that's his tail. I really do. To me, what I'm seeing here is eyes and a nose right there. Do you see that? Right, my finger's way too big for this because this is very small. But the kind of the T shape for the eyes and the nose, that is that's the face of Laserbeak right there. He's got a lot of robot detail on the wings, and again on the bottom he's got some detail. So he's a nicely molded figure, but he's very tiny. I mean, this guy's probably the size of 2 quarters stacked up on top of each other. Very, very, very tiny. But again, it's cool that they packed him in. Now, the reason that I pulled him off at this point in the review is you can put this guy really in a couple of different places. Now, you can stick him right here on top. You can put his wings up to give this guy a look. So unless you want to display this guy like he has a bird on his back, or, you know, I'm not really sure why else you would do that. I guess you could fold his wings down and make it look like it's a part of the plane. You know, again, I don't know. I don't know why you'd do that, but you can if you want to. Let's put him aside. Now, you can also fold out his wings here, which become his hands in robot mode, to give him this enormous wingspan. Why would you want to do that? Well, I don't know. I guess you could maybe pretend like he's a satellite if you separate these things, and or maybe this ultra huge jet. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could, and that's important. You don't have to play with it the way they tell you to play with it. You can play with it any way you want. So if you want to do that, you can. Now, to get this guy transformed, it's very, very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to turn him around, and we're going to grab these wings, and we're just going to pull him up, just like that, okay? Then we're going to come down to his legs, and we're going to split the legs. How many times do we split the legs on Transformers? Almost every time, that's the answer. So again, what you want to do is kind of give him the chicken leg look, a la movie Starscream. Pull him back a bit. I choose not to pull him back too far, but that's up to you. Then you got his little kneecap here, and you can kind of push that down into place. His feet, you come down here to the bottom, you grab this part, and you basically just lift it all the way back until it snaps into place like that. Same thing on the other side. Pull it all the way back, and it'll eventually snap into place. And I'm trying to get it slotted in the groove right there. That's good enough. So his legs are in place. Then you basically fold down the heels, bring out the feet, like that. I hate this guy's legs. Have I mentioned that? It just bothers me. All right, so let's finish the transformation. At this point, what you can do is we can go ahead and reveal the head. And to do that, we're going to pull this whole assembly back, just like that, and the head pops out. Pretty neat. I like the revealer gimmick here. Let's do it from the front. Maybe. Here we go. And boom. Soundwave. Very neat. I love the detail in the plastic here. Very, very cool. A lot of the Prime line toys don't have that detail. They did it in Fall of Cybertron, but not a lot in the Prime line. But this guy is impressive with the amount of plastic detailing. To finish transformation, since we had the head reveal, is you're going to pull these things up into place so they just kind of snap in. Not a hard snap, but they kind of plug in right there. And then you're going to pull this whole arm around like that. Just kind of slot these things into place. Pull the whole arm around like that. Now it looks like we've transformed something wrong here, because you've got these large slots here. That's actually where Laserbeak goes. But to get Laserbeak in place, really you're just going to slot him in that hole right there. Stick him in, and then bring the wings up into those holes, and that fills in your gaps. To finish the arm transformation, you're going to come around here and pull out the hands, just like that, and just like that. The kids are being loud, and you're going to kind of chicken wing back the arms, like that. Kind of bend them up a bit. Oh, and on the back, we didn't finish this. Take this piece right here, fold it in, and then lift it back up, so it becomes this kind of winged backpack. Then you'll stand him up, and here we have Soundwave in robot mode. Again, I like the way that this guy looks. I just don't like what's going on here, because you've got this fairly intimidating, lanky character. He's quiet on the show. I already ranted about that. But then you've got these real skinny legs. Now his arms are thin, but freakishly so, in a good way. The legs to me are just, they don't do anything for me. And I hate his feet. His feet look horrible. I don't know why he's wearing dress shoes. But that's what it looks like to me. So anyway, to look at Soundwave's detail, again, this is one of the more detailed figures in the line. The amount of in-plastic molding that they've done here is really good. The head sculpt is nice. I like the way the head sculpt looks. I like the glass plate on the face on the show. And it comes across well here on the figure. You do get, his head is on a ball joint, so you get good articulation on the head. He can look up and down and all around and groove to the music and all that good stuff. Yeah, he's got that. His arms are highly posable, but kind of weirdly configured. But you've got this swivel on top. You've got a joint here in the elbow. You've got another swivel here on the elbow. You've got this part here that moves, this hinge for the hands. The hands themselves are just kind of wired, you know, look like French fry cut plastic hands, but it works. It works for the figure. Again, you know, the articulation decent. He's got waist swivel, which is nice because that's not due to transformation. They just put it there, and very cool. That means you can get a few more poses out of this guy. But the more you try to pose this figure, you know, the harder it is to get him to actually stand up because of these kind of crappy legs. But man, that's an awful pose. But you get the idea of what you can and can't do. Again, his knees move. He's got this kind of bend right here to keep the legs from being too lanky and unposable. And then this problem with the feet. Paint on this guy is minimal, but you know, there's some nice touches. You know, the pink kind of looks like it would glow, like a Cybertronian glow, kind of neat. Pink detail up here on the arms. You've got silver paint behind the head. You have no light piping. Talk about a figure that would have benefited from light piping is Soundwave. If you could shine a light behind this guy and get his whole faceplate to light up, that would have been awesome. But as is, you've got this. You've got some silver paint on the back, but if you look back there, there's a screw, so no light piping, and then the ball joint itself. So you know, the head crest is cool. He's got purple inside here, purple details there, purple inside the arms. So again, you know, I think that this figure is cool. My only issue here is with his legs. Now, Laserbeak himself, you can detach him, as we kind of covered earlier, pull him out, and, you know, transform him, bring these wings up, and he can fly all around. Okay, I don't know why I'm making those noises. But he can do some pretty cool things in the world of make-believe. You can also set this guy up on Soundwave's arm, because you see he's got this hole right there, and Laserbeak has a hole right there, and he slots right in. So you can have him hold Laserbeak in a way like, you know, like he's about to give him some orders to go and spy on the Autobots. So you get the idea there. You know, that's pretty cool, because I don't think they needed to put that hole in his hand. It looks a little bit wonky, but I see why they did it, and it looks good for this toy, because again, the guy has a bird, and he can perch his bird right there and give him orders, and yeah, kind of neat. So anyway, do I recommend this figure? Yes, I do recommend the figure. He's small, he's very short. Scaling him next to, let's look at first edition Starscream, and you'll see that, yeah, he's pretty short. Standing him next to Bumblebee from the same line, you know, I guess he's the same height as Bumblebee, but I really expected the Soundwave character to be a bit taller. There he is next to Bulkhead. Yeah, I mean, I guess that scale's about right. I don't know. But I thought maybe he could have been a bit taller. But you know, aside from the size and the problem I have with the legs and feet, I do think that this character is interesting enough to warrant the addition to your collection. So anyway, that's my opinion. You do what you like. I've seen this guy pop up more and more in stores, so you shouldn't have any issue picking him up. So again, might be a good idea if you see him to go ahead and nab him if you don't have him already. Thanks again for watching. Again, this is eBEFOREi Reviews. To help out this channel, if you like what you see, all you need to do is click subscribe, and that helps me a lot. That lets you know when I have new videos and brings you to my channel to view them. And I really appreciate that. Feel free to leave comments. I'll answer each and everybody that leaves a comment. And thank you again so much for watching.